Okay, if we have a quorum, then we can do the knock and call the meeting to order.
I think I missed that last piece.
And then, as we're able, ask everybody to stand and take the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay,
Remember not to swear.
should I go around with names so I know who's there and I can't see faces tonight?
Yeah, Charles Roberts, present.
Alan Holmes. Blair Weaver. Bob Logue.
Okay, excuse me? And Donnie Jones on the phone. As I understand, the first business we gotta get through tonight is a, election for a board of officers, specifically for the chairman's position and or vice chairman. Do I have any nominations for chairman?
Do we need to open the meeting for motion?
Oh,
I make
yeah, I don't have my Robert's book in front of me, so I guess we need to do a bid for the opening.
I make a motion that we discuss and take action on item number 2, discussion and action on the election of board of officers to include the following: chairman and vice chairman.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, so do we have any nominations for chairman?
Donnie, I'll ask the question. This is Alan Holmes. Did you wish to consider, in that you've served as vice chair, to moving to chairman's position?
Yes, I would.
Then I nominate you, Donnie Jones.
I'll second. Any other nominations? So I have a motion that the nomination for chair be closed.
Who's vice chair?
Pardon me?
Who's vice chair?
Oh, I'm sorry.
There was no nomination, so I can think a general question for the group. Is anybody interested in being vice chair? I'll be happy to nominate you.
Nominate me if you would, then please.
Yeah, and I would,
Alan Holmes.
yeah, forward Alan Holmes for vice chair nominee.
Okay, do we have any other nominations?
I second that nomination.
Okay, so that brings that to a close.
Yes, Donnie, we're good. We can go to the public hearing item.
We need to vote on
I couldn't hear you, Selena.
We can go to the public hearing
No.
item.
I still don't hear you, Selena, I'm sorry.
Donnie, can you hear me all right? This is Charlie.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to the public hearing. We're not going to take a direct vote regarding the nominations unless there's someone that wants to speak against.
It works for me. Do I have a motion that we go to the public meeting?
Yeah, I'll forward that motion. Can we get a second?
I'll second that. Alan Holmes.
All right.
Okay, public hearing to give all interested persons the right to appear and be heard on a request by Brandon and Carol Tate for a variance to Municipal Code of Ordinances, Chapter 98, zoning, Section 98-62, subparagraph E, accessory building, authorizing exception on the required placement of an accessory building on a single-family residential zone lot located at 15425 Chinquapin, Helotes, Texas, 78023, more particularly described as BCAD, property ID number 241856. And are Brandon or Ed or Carol Tate in the meeting tonight?
They are here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Selena, were there any citizens to be heard?
There are no citizens to be heard. Unless Mr. and Mrs. Tate wish to speak under public hearing or wait for the item.
Okay, so move on to paragraph 5. Discussion of and action on a request by Brandon and Carol Tate for a variance.
He needs to close the public hearing.
Municipal Code of Ordinances, Chapter 98, zoning, Section 98-62, subparagraph E, accessory buildings authorizing an exception from the required placement of an accessory building, more specifically allowing a proposed detached four-car garage to be positioned in front of the home and extend beyond the front line of the main building on a single-family residential zone lot located at 15425 Chinquapin, Helotes, Texas, 78023, and described as BCAD, property ID number 241856. So any other board members have questions for the Tates?
Donnie, before we get to the questions and the comments, I just want to let the record reflect that you opened the public hearing at 7:08 p.m. and that the public hearing closed at 7:09 p.m.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the mic.
Yeah, Donnie, we were just closing the public hearing, and so we can move on to the item for consideration. So we were just officially closing the public discussion.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Charles, would you like to go first with any questions or comments?
You know, maybe a question for the city government. I want to make sure that I understand the ordinance. In regard to new construction here in the city, it's approved. It's okay to put a front garage if it's part of a main home. Am I understanding that correctly? So if you build a home that happens to have a garage that's
Attached.
Attached
It just can't be
to the
in
main
front
home.
of the home.
And so as long as it's part of the main home and attached, a garage that pushes forward is not illegal. It's acceptable throughout the city. So today what we're taking into consideration is a plan that has an unattached building that is very close to the main building, but being unattached, we're stuck with our ordinance as it is written. So I just want to make sure that I understand that an unattached building, our ordinance says you cannot have it move forward of the main building. An attached garage would be allowable.
But because
in this
attached
case.
garage, it would be part of the structure, and so that's the line of the house. This
Mhm.
one's unattached, so it's above the line of the house, the perimeter of the house.
Okay,
Correct.
so the whole group understands the issue that's at hand.
Right.
All right. Yeah, that was my only question right now. Thanks.
So, what you're asking is that there was a breezeway or whatever attaching the garage, is that be the same?
I guess that would be the next question that would probably go from a builder or a designer to the city government is what constitutes attached? What level of attachment? Just a roof structure? Does it have to have walls, sidewalk? I don't know that I've ever faced that question in front of the board, but it's a question that I guess would occur, but maybe outside of this,
It would have
this
to,
discussion.
I would have to refer to our engineer who's not here, but majority of the times it would have to be wall attached, not just a roof line. It has to be part of the structure,
Okay,
yes.
all right. Thank you.
Okay, if I could, I've got a question for the tape. What has changed to make the, current garage unacceptable?
We've never been able to use the current garage. The way the lot is, it's on the side of a hill, so we had to try to go around this windy driveway up into the garage, so the entire 15 years we lived there, we've never been able to put a vehicle in the garage. And that's also...
So you're saying that's a safety issue?
No, you can't get up there. You can't get, well, I guess maybe in a smart car, I don't know.
Can you give us an idea where the existing garage is? We've got the presentation up on the board.
It's right here.
Oh,
And the
okay.
driveway comes around through these trees and up into here. But the way they designed the driveway, in order to save maximum trees, they made the driveway not maneuverable. So our garage has just been storage for 15 years.
Mr. Tate, can I ask you to go back to the map, if you will, and show me where the actual driveway as it exists today is?
Okay, it comes in the same place, but then it turns and goes around like this and weaves through these trees into the garage right here.
So where would the doors to the garage be?
For
As
this,
it exists?
as it exists, they're right here.
All right. Is that area, has the house been converted, has the garage area, the old garage area been converted to living space?
No, but that is the plan with this whole project.
Okay.
That's also one of the few places we can add on to the house without changing, the whole structure.
Let me ask you another question, if I may. The area where you plan to put the enclosed screened-in area,
Yeah.
the porch or patio, whatever you want to call it there, I'll call it screened-in area. Would it not be feasible to not do that portion of the work and put the garage on the side of the house, back behind the front line of the home? You might not be able to make it a 4-car garage. Well, you probably could if it was a tandem garage. You could have 4 vehicle spaces in that area. But if you move that garage toward the top of the page there.
Right here?
Yes, that right there, and you're still within code regulations, as I understand it. Engineering would have to take a look at that. But it looks to me like you could put a tandem garage, a 4-car tandem garage there. Of course, that would preclude the building of the screened-in area. And I think that might be an acceptable thing to do. Therefore, we wouldn't be discussing this issue if that were the case.
It doesn't work, and the reason it doesn't work is because this is the only yard area on this entire lot, unless you're willing to take out trees. So this is the only usable yard area. So we didn't want to use the yard area because we want some yard for our dogs and kids and whatnot. So it doesn't work up there, and then you're still not solving the going up the hill through the trees issue.
All right,
I don't know if I'm explaining that well.
well, when you say going up the hill, what is the grade change from the street?
From where this is to the bottom of the house, I'm estimating it's 10 to 12 feet.
So from where to where we have a grade change of
So
10
like
feet?
from right here where this edge is,
Uh-huh.
because they have a retaining wall built in front of the house, because it's
Okay.
up on the hill. So this is gonna be down on the ground. So from this edge over to the corner of the house is about 10 to 12 feet elevated.
Okay, but if that being the case, if the driveway were to be redone as it's shown on your drawing here,
Right.
then the vehicles could go ahead and come in from the street onto the pavement that you got sparkled in there. I guess that's hatched for paving.
Yeah.
The cars could come up that way and then kind of bear to the left a little bit to get into the garage that I'm talking about.
mind if I add a little bit?
Sure, go ahead. And you are state your name.
I'm the builder,
Yeah.
Jacob Torres, with Towers Contractor.
Okay, thank you.
So, right here, when you were talking about there's a.
Whoever's speaking, did you have to come closer to the mic? I can't hear you.
Oh,
Johnny, this particular gentleman is a contractor, and he doesn't have a mic with him, and we were asking him to show us something on the map, so that's why he walked.
Okay, well, just relate to me, Billy.
I'll repeat it.
Okay.
So, over here, there's I guess if you will, a double retaining wall, a two-tier retaining wall that goes right here.
All right.
So another issue that we're gonna run into is we can't have the garage doors facing the street. That's per the HOA. And all right here is a bunch of trees. So I think in the packet, there's photos in there that this isn't visible from the street. I don't know if that's an issue or not, but we can make this a garage, but then we'd have to take out this retaining wall and restructure that. But again, we run into the issue with the garage doors technically facing the street, even though you can't see them.
All right. I have another question or concern. The safety issue that you wrote, Mr. Tate, that if you say it would be less safe to have the family walk to the front door from where that proposed garage is as opposed to going around the house to the back?
The entire time we've lived here, we have to park here and walk all the way through here. This entire area is wooded, and we have hogs all over the place. And so it's kind of dark because there's no structures with lights, which the garage would fix that on both the front and the side over on this side to go into the house, or this way. But this is all woods, this is all trees, and the hogs come through here. And so my concern is, she's the pharmacist, so she gets home 9, 10 o'clock at night. So I don't want the hogs, because it's dark, hurting her or my kids. And another thing that this would help safety-wise is my 9-year-old son has retinitis pigmentosa, so when it gets dusk, he's completely blind. But if you were able to light this up with lights, then that would be a completely safe way for both her when she gets home late and my son with his condition to be able to get into the house. So I think it would be a much safer, especially as he grows into his teenage years and probably starts coming home at night more. I think it would be a safety issue as well in that regard.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Frankly, my concern is that, we're faced with a, clear direction from the law, which we're supposed to cover. We're supposed to honor the laws as they're written. I am hoping one of the other members can talk me out of that position. I'm not unsympathetic to the reason for that garage. So that's kind of where I am right now.
Well, we do have one individual, a neighbor, that has put in that they disagreed with the request, but there's nothing in their verbiage that says anything specific other than it could detract from curb appeal or lower property taxes or lower property value.
Their concern is curb appeal.
You can't see this from the curb.
And I understand that, and that's a good response. However, I don't consider trees and brushes and shrubs
Can all be
to be permanent.
Yes.
That can be changed by the next homeowner, and they could, if there were another homeowner, go in and cut the trees down and clear it out and have, instead of zero landscape, have full landscape. And at that point in time, the structure would be visible from the street. And that way, if that were the case, I could understand the one citizen that we had that voiced or wrote an objection to it. So that, in my mind, that citizen is justified in saying that it could affect curb appeal and or that person's property value.
It could, I don't understand exactly where that house is in relation to the Tate's house,
Bob has yet to comment.
Oh,
unless they're just talking in terms of generality.
Yeah, so I guess to answer Donnie's question, I guess that anyone within how many feet residents of this house?
200.
Anyone that lives within 200 was asked to respond, so the respondent would be living within 200 feet. Robert Loeb, do you have any comments or questions regarding this item?
So I do. First of all, is this garage and structure going to be aesthetically appealing or match the existing house?
Yes, sir. The garage will be built to match the home as if it was there from when it was originally built.
It'll be built how?
To match the existing structure. So we'll have the same bricks, same paint color, same shingles.
Okay, so it's gonna match what's already, the building that's already there that's being used
Yes.
for habitation,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes, sir. It's an active brick, so the whole facade or the whole outside will be brick, which you've already located with Acme, and they do make it.
Okay, and then as I understand it, what's built, it will not be visible from the road due to the current landscaping, correct?
Yes, sir. As it stands right now, it is not visible, and I believe we did present some photos of that.
Okay. From everything I've heard, the home site has got some very unique challenges to it as far as how it, as far as how it is.
Yes, sir.
And if the Tates are willing to build a structure that matches what's already there, then I don't really see why there would be any reason not to approve it, because it's not looking different. I don't see where it's going to affect the home values in the area, especially if it's not even visible because of the current landscaping.
Yes, sir.
I agree.
I don't. Okay, I mean, we have these rules in place to at least give us a chance to look at variances, but we are here to grant variances if they're appropriate. And from everything I've heard, based on the landscape, the challenges with the current garage, the fact they're going to build this to match the current home, and the fact it's not going to be visible based on the current landscaping, and there are no planned changes to that landscaping, I would have a hard time not approving it. So that's where I am.
Alan, you have any comments?
no, I have no other concerns, questions.
How about you, Blair?
I'm good, thank you. I don't have any more questions.
Charlie?
Yeah, I'd only add that I agree with Robert's position on this, and I think that the further consideration of the health concern for the son and providing a place where you can park your vehicles and enter and exit from the garage to the main house in a safe manner is important in this situation, especially after you describe the geographic situation. The new garage, just a question, does the design include some way to improve the entry and exit from the garage to the main house? There's a small corridor, it looks like, that's between the existing house and the new screened-in porch area, for example. If I was to go into that garage and exit the door that's on the top of the screen, yes, right there that you're indicating, which would be what are the changes that are being made to get into and out of the main house? Is there anything going on?
There would be the staircase right there. We're going to have a pathway and it would be leading directly to that staircase there in green.
Yeah, I'm trying, okay, so that would be a new method of entry to the house. That is
And
not
that
going
would
to be
be
for
lighted
the.
as well, yes, sir.
Okay, so that to
We're
them,
gonna put fencing from here to here and then bring the rear fence that did come to right here to this corner. So there's no chance that hogs are in the backyard.
okay. Yeah, thank you very much. You've clarified things quite a bit for me, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, then, as I understand it, we have a, what's we're looking for? Everybody agrees that we should grant the variance?
Well, I guess that I agree that we finished our discussion unless there's further discussion from the council or beyond. If that's the case, then we'll close the open discussion and forward a motion to vote. And I would forward a motion in that case to grant the variance as requested.
I'm,
Second.
I'm sorry.
I guess we have a second then.
Yeah, I would second, the motion, go into closed discussion, and let's move to vote.
Okay?
I guess that,
So Donnie.
Donnie, you call for the vote, please.
Okay, I'll call for a vote then. Well, I can't see where you are, but let's go from, left to right.
Am I right? You Okay. Charles Roberts, I support A.
Alan Holmes, I'm a no.
Bob Loeb, I vote to approve.
Blair Weaver, I vote to approve.
My vote would be to approve. Do we have to have a unanimous, or is this a,
Yeah, it's 4-1. That's majority.
So the motion carries.
Yeah.
motion carried, majority, okay? Is there any other business for tonight?
Okay, it's, then I move to forward a motion to close the meeting.
I'll second.
Well, bang my gavel. Gavel, whatever the hell it's called. Get my hammer out.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Alan, looking forward to working with you. As the vice chair. Thank you.
Likewise, thank you very much.
Yes, indeed. Welcome. Welcome.